What do you want? Better for you to see
Hi, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to South Simcoe Railway. My name is Andy, and it is my pleasure to be both your conductor and your guide on this afternoon's journey into Ontario's railway history. Just as we're leaving the station, I do need to review a couple of basic safety rules. We do ask that all passengers remain seated during our journey today. Walking through or between the moving coaches is prohibited for your own personal safety. Now, these coaches were all built in the 1920s, but they've been equipped with all sorts of modern conveniences. That includes the personal air conditioning units, which you will find conveniently located next to every seat. Yes, I think in the 20s they also called them windows. Now, if your window is open today, and some of them are, please ensure the window frame is securely propped up with the stick which we provide for that purpose. This minimizes the chance of a high-speed encounter between the window frame and your fingers. Also, please remember to keep your head, your hands, your arms, and any other body parts you've decided you like inside the coach at all times while the train is in motion. Now, our third safety rule is very simple, and that is that there's no smoking permitted on board the train at any time, with one exception. You see, we learned very early on in this business that every one of our locomotives was built to smoke. So that is the exception. Engine 136 is permitted to smoke, you and I are not. Now, in the unlikely event that Engine 136 picks today to give up the smoking habit, we hope that all passengers have read the terms and conditions printed on your ticket, especially condition number 4, and understand what your responsibilities will be. Now, we are very pleased that Engine 136 is on our train today. She was built in 1883 by the Rogers Locomotive Works in Paterson, New Jersey. And she was built for the Canadian Pacific Railway, who put her into service 2 years before the completion of its transcontinental railway line to the west coast. And in fact, she was instrumental in helping to complete that vital link that made Canada as we know it today possible. Now, she gave 77 years of service to the Canadian Pacific Railway. That ended with her retirement in 1960, at which time she was working in central New Brunswick on the line that ran from Chipman to Norton. Now, she had survived longer than most. Throughout the 1950s, most steam locomotives had been retired and in fact cut up for scrap, replaced by the new diesel locomotives. The new diesel locomotives were too heavy to go over some of the very lightweight rural bridges. So Engine 136 survived until the summer of 1960, at which time a new lightweight diesel locomotive, diesel engine number 22, arrived in Chipman Yard. Engine 136 was sent off to her well-earned retirement, by which time people had started figuring maybe we should save a few of these locomotives, and that's why she was preserved. Now, as a footnote to that story, diesel engine number 22, the one that had replaced engine 136 when she was retired, found her way into our collection. In fact, you would have seen her on the sidetrack when we left the yard. That's the engine we started operating with here, and then she was replaced by the engine that had replaced her. So the two have been traveling together for a long time. Now, after engine 136 was retired, she was purchased from the CPR by a gentleman from Toronto, who put her in a storage shed just outside Bolton, Ontario, and she sat there for a number of years, waiting for a group to come along and restore her to operating condition. Now, once that restoration was complete, she took to the rails again on mainline steam excursions based out of the old John Street Roundhouse in downtown Toronto, using the tracks belonging to CN and CP.